Today, the battle for the free internet has just begun as Google begins circling the wagons around Amazon and YouTube starts censoring dissidents. Hi, I'm Craig and welcome to Just Informed Talk. I always start by saying thank you to each and every one of my subscribers. Right now, we need you more than ever. This channel has to keep growing. We have to keep spreading this message far and wide, so thank you for all of you who have done that. If you haven't yet, come here to this landing page. Click the big red subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified as soon as these videos get posted, because as soon as information gets made available to me, I make it available to you. Now, today, still nothing new on the Q boards, but we're going to go back and look at a few key things, and then we're going to compare them to what's been going on the last couple days regarding the internet, censorship, and what we are up against. But first, do you think that Google has its own agenda? Well, if you don't believe me when I tell you that Google has a complete and utter bias against Trump and seemingly against our country, if you don't believe me, let me just show you a few things. First, let's talk about North Korea. Now, I'm going to read this. Now, we got, what do we have SEAL Team 6 involved with right now? They're cleaning up house, okay? And they've been cleaning up house, and trust me, behind the scenes, there's a reason why we have Mr. Kim Jong-un ready to come to the table and talk about denuclearization. But let's read it. It says, what does the house cleaning represent? We always knew. Final stage. What does North Korea represent? Threat, safeguard, insurance, poof. Kim to China represents something vital. Killbox key. Many will be buried before exposed themselves. False flag distractions Q. Now, stay vigilant, Patriots. There is a lot going on in this world, and this is the time when they said that they were ready to put something out there to make a new distraction, to get away from what they're trying to cover up. And now, we all know the nexus of Google and how it was started by Sergey Brin and Larry Page, and subsequently it was funded by a lot of shell companies that belong to the clowns in action. And they've taken control and basically subverted our ability to get fair and free information by tilting it and propagandizing it and making it ineffectual or effectually ineffective at presenting a objective view. But for instance, I would give you an example. So you know we have Kim going to China. We have Trump agreeing to the negotiation. We have this whole move toward denuclearization and peace between North and South. But you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that at all if you go and you just Google North Korea and look at the news. Let's read through some of these headlines that Google puts on the front page of the first thing that pop up when you search North Korea. New York Times, Trump lacking leverage over North Korea, takes aim at South Korea. Salt Lake Tribune, Trump says he may freeze South Korea trade deal for North Korea. European Council on Foreign Relations, Trump and North Korea, a bonfire of the missiles? Time, Olympic Committee President meets Kim Jong-un in North Korea. Yeah, that one's different. The Denver Post, that was the same one. Sorry. Now, New York Times, can North Korea handle a K-pop invasion? China's Trump card on North Korea by Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is the only thing that seems to be even trying to put something out there positive about it, which is just mind-blowing. 3 takeaways from Kim Jong-un's trip, and so on and so forth. 2 minutes to midnight. Did the U.S. miss its chance to stop North Korea? And it's like they're North Korea apologists. How does Kim tell North Korea he's giving up nuclear weapons? Okay, so I just had to point that out, but I want to let everybody know that we are in the middle of a very critical time here. And what's really sad is that this Google, this whole entity, now trust me, you know, everything seems to hit at the same time. As soon as the Q posts go up, you know, I'm sitting here trying to report this information to you, and I'm getting my my equipment hacked and attacked, and I'm getting my account. A lot of my videos are being copyright disputed for like 30-second clips, and they're putting it out for 30 days, and it's just and demonetizing across the board, and just complete and utter pure censorship coming from the people at Google / YouTube. It's just incredible. And then they don't stop. So now you take another example. Here's Donald Trump saying, I've stated my concerns with Amazon long before the election. Unlike others, they pay little or no taxes to state and local governments, use our postal system as their delivery boy, causing tremendous loss to the U.S., and are putting many thousands of retailers out of business. Yes, that is completely true. But you wouldn't know that if you put Amazon Trump into the Google search for news about it. Is President Trump right about Amazon? Here's a reality check. Okay. Trump targets Amazon in its taxes and Twitter attack. From the Washington Post. PolitiFact. The facts behind Trump's jabs at Amazon on taxes. Gizmodo. Amazon lost $53 billion in one day because Trump has opinions. He's the president of the United States. He's speaking on behalf of a majority of the people in this country. And I don't usually get this upset, but, you know, they want to it's all coming, they're all showing their colors. Let's put it that way. And it doesn't matter because I will keep posting. The truth will still get out there. Q's going to keep posting. Corsi, the rest of we're all going to keep putting this information out there, okay? And no matter what they do, they're going to stop it. But just read through these. Trump attacks Amazon. Does the post office lose money on Amazon? Fact check. Trump takes aim at Amazon. Here's why Trump went postal on Amazon. Trump's bundle of faulty claims about Amazon. The facts behind Donald Trump's tweet on Amazon. Trump's got it all wrong about Amazon. Amazon in Trump's crosshairs. Do you see a trend here? Do you think that Google might be circling the wagons? For those of you who don't know that metaphor, it's for protecting a member of the group. And they're in this cabal together. So you think there's just a little bit of bias here? I mean, can I at least go on to the monopolized Google that owns everything basically on the internet as far as informational searching goes? And can I get a sliver? Can I get a Breitbart even who may be changing? Can I get a true pundit or a gateway pundit, I should say? Can I get anything? The Washington Free Beacon? Anything? No. I have to have 12 different ways of telling me how Trump is wrong, how he's attacking Amazon. But what's the real story behind this? And how does this relate to the Q post? Well, just like with North Korea and how they're trying to destroy that pretty much with whatever they're doing here. I mean, look at this one. We'll read through it. So it gives an article, a link to FISA abuses by CIA, DOJ, and FBI in the Obama administration. Then it says, think outside the box. Timing of release. Post Facebook news. Facebook worldwide. Google worldwide. Amazon worldwide. Twitter worldwide. Tracking active. Listening active. Data shared. Data used. Used for what? Kickbacks. Big time. Private, public. Bypass regulations, laws. Intelligence agencies across the globe in partnership to spy on citizens. Constitutional crisis. Who can you trust? Who organized? How do social media search engines platforms weight elections? I'm going to stop right there. Do you want to know how they weight it? They're going to weight it just like this. They're going to weight it like this. You're going to type Trump into a search engine during the next election cycle in 2020 or 20 And it's going to, this is what it's going to be. Trump's attacking Amazon. Why Trump's wrong. Trump takes aim. Trump went postal. I mean, and this is just one example. I see this every day. You know, I do this for basically a living now, and I give you guys this information on a daily basis. So not only do I spend hours and hours reading through your comments and seeing what you guys have to think about things, but I spend hours and hours doing research on internet, and it just becomes maddening when you look at this and you realize that this is the new censorship, and it's beneath the surface. So you don't see the algorithms. You don't see how the search engines do it. And they bank on the fact that most people won't click into the second page on news. They'll just take whatever's on there at face value. So watch, you go into the next one, and this one, of course, it's just continuously, you keep going through it. Trump reportedly wants to go after Amazon. Trump is responsible for a huge chunk of Amazon is responsible for a huge chunk of Trump rally. Trump attacks Amazon again in new tweet. So, and is this attacking them? It's saying he's the president of the United States first. He has concerns. His concerns about Amazon in general, and it was long before the election. And yes, they avoid paying all taxes. Yes, they use the postal service as a way to basically embezzle millions, if not billions, out of our government coffers. And they're putting thousands of retailers out of business. Who could possibly in their right mind deny that or call this an attack? What, because he's standing up for American retailers? Businesses like the mom and pop shops that the Democrats so hard wanted to fight for in the previous election terms and previous administrations, when they would go out in the streets and occupy Wall Street, because Wall Street was putting mom and pop out of business. Now we're all of a sudden, the liberal Democrats are all on the side of Amazon. They want to put mom and pop out of business. They want the country to be just destroyed from the inside out. Okay, so I don't mean to get on a tangent there, but we'll keep reading. Okay, it says regulation or kill stop. Peace through strength at Snowden. Shine the light bright. Dead on arrival. Why is Hussein traveling the world conducting high-level meetings? Use logic. This cult, a lot of it's been coming out. Okay, this cult is connected to Marina Abramovich. This cult, it's the XXWIV. Here, we'll just open this link real quick. The NXIVM cult, and it's this sicko with a bunch of other people who were reportedly involved in branding women, using them in sex trafficking operations, and basically having slave women. The women joined a slave master club called Dominus Obsequious Sororium, which translates to master over the slave women. First of all, the people are so brainwashed that they willingly enter these things. That's the crazy part. And then there were people who said they willingly entered them and then were forced to stay. Okay? And then how does this all relate? Well, this is all connected to HRC. This is all connected to the Luciferianism and the satanic worship and the worship of the evil, basically. Because that's what these people are doing. And this is what Q is pointing out to us. And Nancy Salzman, her historical timeline, I still haven't put that together yet, but I can tell you right now that her house was the one that was raided, and she has connections to these people, and they just need to be found. So if you guys want to help me out and point those out, that'd be great. I'd love to read through them in the comments. But it says mainstream media will not highlight bottom to top unravel. See, they'll just cover this story, right? This is basically the bottom, because the top are the people who are the power elites who are involved in this. The top are the people who use these sex slaves to conduct ceremonies for Luciferianism and all types of other sick, weird, demonic stuff that they get into. And, ultimately, let's just give them we'll give them the benefit of the doubt for a second. We'll say it is just an isolated cult. How many of these do you think exist across the country in secret? Further, how many of those do you think are connected to people of a higher rank in society? See, because a lot of people are just not satisfied with being a normal person. They have to go out and do these sick things to get off and to get powerful, and to basically, it's because they've been their soul has been taken over by a darker force, if you will. So this is just like one example. We're gonna stick to topic here and talk about how Amazon and Google and Facebook, and they're all gonna get their due, okay? Because they've violated the trust of the American people. They've deceived us. They've propagandized us. They've worked against our betterment and for our destruction, in my opinion. So ultimately, let's look at it. look at it for what it is. Look at the stories that are coming out, right? Walmart CEO says Amazon's predatory, quote unquote. Yeah, it is predatory for a company to come in and do what that company has done, because they're protecting their monopoly. And once the more power they get, the easier it becomes to just buy off or shut down, or to get enough litigation going to just shut down anything out there that exists, right? So it's very easy, and I want to hear what you guys have to think in the comments, because that's really what this channel is all about. So, but here you see a story that popped up today, which I thought was very fascinating, and it was showing, it was updated. It popped up yesterday, updated today. This is out of Bloomberg, and it says that Amazon has severs ties with top lobbying firms in Washington. I wonder why. I think Jeff Bezos walked into a boardroom, okay, just after he got off checking his Twitter, seeing that Trump had said what he said about Amazon. I bet this is how I think it went. Jeff Bezos goes in, he reads the Trump tweet here. Then literally he gets on the phone, fires every one of his lobbying firms in Washington, all of his top ones. Because he tells them, you're not doing your job. Your job is to keep Amazon out of the news. Your job is to bury the story. Your job is to keep the president from tweeting about it. Your job is to do all of these things that they've obviously failed at doing. So you guys can read more of the story if you want. You just go to Bloomberg.com, check the politics section, and it should be a newer story that's up about Amazon severing its ties with its lobbying firms. Now, but the story just goes on that's exactly what happened, basically, because they're going to buy influence wherever they have to. They've found, they go, okay, well, you guys are, Trump just tweeted about us, and now he's trying to take us on. But you guys are done. Now we're going to hire a new group. So they're going to try to put more money behind it, because that's what these monopolies do. They just have so much money, they just dump every cent into defending what money they have. So, I mean, they're not going down without a fight, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we have to continue to keep the pressure up, call them for what they are, which is just a monopoly. So is Google, so is Facebook. They've all monopolized their particular sets of the industry, and maybe not as much Google as Amazon and YouTube, or Amazon and Google and YouTube. But yeah, this is what's going on. I mean, and then if you look at what's going on here, going back to the Q post here, he calls it Facebook right here. He says they're getting it. Well, look what you do have here. Facebook's privacy practices are under investigation from the FTC. They've confirmed that. The Federal Trade Commission confirms inquiry into whether company engaged in unfair acts. And yes, it is going to come out, in my opinion, that they have conducted unfair acts and that they are going to be found guilty of fraud. I thought Dr. Corsi had a great tweet about this. Let's read what he says here. All right, I was just reading this tweet by him. Yeah, okay. So, Clinton campaign likely harvested Facebook data for millions. We'll pull this up. From millions. Mark Zuckerberg lies. Next, Zuckerberg gets sued, put under criminal investigation for fraud. Federal Trade Commission investigates privacy antitrust, beginning of end for censorship. And there you go. Yes, that is exactly what's happening. In the article that he's linked here is the Gateway Pundit, and its figures that Clinton campaign likely harvested Facebook data for millions. Now, article goes on to say basically that Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign may have harvested the Facebook data of millions of people using an app that asked them to pair their Facebook friends list with their smartphone's contact list in a bid to reach those people and persuade them to vote for Clinton. In the midst of the election, the Clinton campaign launched a mobile application called Hillary 2016 that worked its way around the banned practice of gathering information from users' friends without their consent. The Clinton campaign's use of big data raises concerns amid controversy surrounding Cambridge Analytica, a data-driven company with ties to the Trump campaign that was accused of mining Facebook data and using it to target potential voters. So there you go. And here's a tweet. Hillary Clinton, there's never been a campaign app like this before. Download it today to help Hillary win. Yeah. That's what they did. And you guys can read that for yourself if you want to check out his Twitter page. But this is where we're at, people. And I hope you're all aware of just the dire situation that we are facing. Now, one more thing I want to point out about Dr. Corsi. I'm not here pushing Corsi stuff or his books or anything. I think he's a nice guy. But there was something that was pointed out here on his Twitter that I thought was very interesting. And basically it's right here where he says that so the New York Times has banned his book from the bestseller list. And he points out that his book has sold more than half the books on the list. And he points out that the New York Times know it hurts the book economically, and that the New York Times know they get the best placement in stores. Now, why is this important? Well, it's not important because I'm trying to push his book, okay? Because Dr. Corsi is a great guy, but he's doing what he's doing, and he's doing his duty, and he's putting his forth in effort, which I respect. And he's obviously a good patriot who's trying to help the cause. But that's the censorship that we're dealing with. And that's what I think is the most incredible thing that Q is pointing out here. It's these companies and their subsidiary companies and the control, the stranglehold on information that Q is pointing out here. And that's what the battle that we're engaged in actively right now as we speak. Okay, because they're trying to cover up for the fact that the intelligence agencies across the globe were in a partnership with these companies to spy on their own citizens. And we allowed it to happen, which is why he's referring to this as a constitutional crisis. I hope everyone can wake up and see exactly the point in time we're at now in history. This is going to be something that changes the paradigm from here forward. We're going to have a whole new system that we're going to have to learn to work under, and they're going to find another way to subvert that system and use it against us and propagandize it against us. But we'll be ready because we know what what happened here, and we'll know what to expect. So please, if you guys out there, then there's a lot more. I'm going to maybe go back and do another video going over some other stuff. Another thing that was pointed out to me here was that this date, the 2/12/09, there were other things happening, and I'll tell you here. Hold on, let me show you those other things. Now, obviously, if you guys watched my last video where I kind of go over this, I kind of explain. Let's see, it was in. I want to say it was this video right here. If you guys want to check it out, it's QAnon: The Great Awakening was hacked. We actually cover some of this, but. We don't cover this. We talk about how Leon Panetta was appointed to the CIA directorship on that day. And I think still that that's what he's talking about, is Hillary Clinton being very bad. And that's probably very true considering Leon Panetta's connection and all those things. But another thing that happened on that day was a plane crashed that was near Buffalo. It was on approach, and it crashed. And I believe all aboard were killed. So there were 45 souls, there were 49 souls, and 2 pilots, 2 flight attendants, and 45 passengers. Still not much been figured out about this, but I think you guys, if anyone can figure it out, it's you guys. So I really hope you guys want to look at that. And other things, we'll go over this in future videos, and there will probably be more posts coming up soon, so we'll keep an eye out for those. But until then, I want to just say thank you all for watching. That's going to be it for this episode of Just Informed Talk. If you're looking for a way to contribute, the easiest way to contribute to the episode is to come here, click the big red subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell for notifications. That's the easiest way to contribute. It's free to you, and it helps me out big time. I really could use you guys' help, so please. Because the louder our voice gets, the more people we get involved, the more we'll be able to keep this information from being blocked or put down or shut down. So I need your help to come here and subscribe. Also, if you want to contribute, another great way to do it is to go down and comment. Like I say, we have our own QAnon research boards at the end of each one of these videos, and this is a video in particular I'd be really curious to hear what you have to say about it, because your input is really what drives this channel. So if you guys want to go down there and leave a comment, if If you can't do that, go down and read through the comments, because we have thousands and thousands and thousands of comments that are just incredible. I spend hours reading through them, and they're fascinating. So I really appreciate all that. And if you want to get a new insight, you want to learn something more than what was in this video, some new breaking thing. It's just like going and reading any other Q board out there. You'll just have hundreds and maybe thousands of patriots in each board saying incredible information that you can take and use for yourself in your research on this topic. Now, if you guys want to contribute another way, this is the best way to do it. And I really am so thankful, but I need all the help I can get. This is just crazy. Not only the censorship I'm being put under on certain platforms that I'm posting to, you know who, but also having to deal with equipment issues here and trying to upgrade all of that. I really need your help. I want to say thank you to everyone. I have some people coming and putting in big time contributions, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So please, please, please continue to help, and thank you, especially just some of you out there who know who you are. You guys put down some big bucks to help me out, and I can't even tell you how appreciative I am of it, but it really goes a long way. So thank you in advance for coming here. You come to Patreon, patreon.com. You can search Just Informed Talk, click the big red button to become a patron, and that way you can contribute to this channel and help me continue making these videos for you full time and bringing you all the information I can as fast as I can as it comes and is made available to me. So thank you in advance for coming and checking out, and thank you so much to each and every one of you who have contributed so far. And we're going to have my featured Patreon patron episode coming up. And I'm going to take a second. So if you guys want to get involved in this, you can become a featured Patreon patron, which means I'm going to take some time at the end of the episode. I'm going to go through each one of your names. I'm going to talk about you guys as individuals, because some of you have reached out and we've had great conversations. I've learned a lot about you. And we're going to talk about you guys for a few minutes, and we're going to say thank you to each and every one of you. So I really hope that you guys will come check that out. But now we're going to take the time to do what this whole channel is meant for. And that is to talk about the Lord, our God. Why is He the most important thing? Well, it's pretty simple. You know, I get upset reading through these articles and going through the censorship and the issues with operating systems and equipment. You know, but it's nothing, because look, I'm back on the air and I'm giving you His word again. I've been blessed by the Lord to be able to continue to come and bring you His word. How great is that? How could I ever be upset? Everything that the Lord puts in my way, I treat as an obstacle that He needs me to conquer so that I can become a better human being. And I hope that each and every one of you look at the obstacles in your life that way. Look at the way that you're put down, the way that you're challenged, the way that you're disadvantaged. Look at those as opportunities from God. He's giving us a chance to make ourselves stronger for Him. And if that's not a true blessing, I don't know what is. Because there's only so much we can do as individuals. We can be successful and be blessed and continue to be blessed, but once we fight to overcome challenges and we gain that strength that comes from that, and then we turn that strength into our inner strength that we can use to put the Lord's name on high, that's the gift, that's the blessing. That is a true blessing. And I'm thankful for each and every one of you, and I'm thankful for everyone, even the haters and the people putting the roadblocks in front of us, because they're the ones who are going to solidify our strength and resolve, not just in this movement, which is temporal and it's here on earth, but in God, which is everlasting. So I want you, if you haven't taken anything away from this episode, please take that away, that every obstacle we encounter is a chance to become stronger so that we can represent God for another day in a better way. So we put all of our faith in Him. We put all of our strength behind pushing forward His will. So I'm going to pray for all of you. I hope you all have a blessed day. I want to thank you all for joining me, especially contributing and helping out. If you haven't make sure you come here, click the big red subscribe button. That way you'll be notified. Again, strengthen your resolve in the Lord, because every obstacle is an opportunity. And that's going to be it for me. I want to say God bless you all. I'm Craig. This is Just Informed Talk. Godspeed and God bless, Patriots.